Hi, it's Mark Nugent here. Welcome to this short video on FTFRobot settings. This is the video where I'll explain to you what the various user controllable settings within the robot actually does, and then we'll go and actually set up one of the current best strategies so that you can see how we do that, and this will also give you a basis of understanding so that you can go ahead in conjunction with some other videos to actually begin to identify and test your own strategies if you so wish. Here we see a demo account with a balance of $10,000. Let's bring up a chart. Let's call it pound Swiss franc. So we'll look for that. Right click on it, chart window, open it up. I just have to make that candles on the 1 day and then a bit bigger because I just hate the way it looks, and I'm going to get rid of those grid lines because they are just horrible. That's better. Okay, so we'll now apply the robot to the chart, which we will see down here in the navigator window. We will look for expert advisors, we will see FTF1, and we will double click on it, and there we have it. Now the common screen should already be automatically filled in. It needs to look like that. Every box on the left needs to be ticked, including that one. And every box that's slightly indented needs to be not ticked. Now this should happen automatically actually. Let me just I'm going to cancel that just now actually. The way to make this happen automatically, and this is in the installation instructions, but let me just show you again, is to go Tools, Options, Expert Advisors, and then you can do the setup here. And if we do it here, then this will be applied to every chart, every instance of the robot that we open on every chart within this MetaTrader platform. Now you have to do this for each MetaTrader platform, but once you've done it for the platform, then you never have to do it again. So we'll click on OK. Fine, let's go back here to FTF1, double click on it, and you can see now we've got the settings we want, which is fine. Now the important bit here is inputs. These are the user controllable variables. There's not so many of them. The user controllable variables within the robot. And let's just go through them one by one. This variable title here is called magic number note, and the value, this is where we change the value of the variable, but you'll see wherever there's some writing prefaced and suffixed with equal signs, that's just a note. You can't actually change that. Well, you can't? Oh, it looks like you can change it. Who knew? But that's not what you change. What you change is the line below that where it says magic number. You can change that to anything you like. Now my personal nomenclature, and it's completely arbitrary, but I call pound Swiss franc, I call that magic number 6. So we're going to have that. And then next we're looking at lot size. Now there's two ways to look at lots. A lot is 100,000 currency units, and it's of the base currency. Now the base currency is the currency that actually comes first in the pair, would you believe? It's not the bottom, it's not like the denominator, it's the currency that comes first. So with pound Swiss franc, the base currency is the pound, and one lot is 100,000 pounds worth. Now because of leverage, we don't have to put that kind of money down. This particular demo account is on a leverage of 1 to 500, which means if I was to place one lot on a buy trade here, it wouldn't be 100,000 pounds I was putting down, it would be 200 pounds. Is that right? Yes, 200 pounds. 200 pounds, okay? But there's two ways that we can actually put the lot size in. We can put it in directly, or we can actually use a facility called use lots percentage. Now what use lots percentage does is it constantly updates the lot size as the account size grows. If you don't do that, you lose the benefit of compounding, because as we make money and our account size gets bigger and bigger and bigger, if we don't change the lot size, then we will actually make the same amount of money absolutely, but as a percentage it will decrease, because the lot size is not related directly to the account size. So as the account size gets bigger, the lot size becomes relatively smaller. So the use lots percentage is a way of just keeping a direct link between the lot size and the account size. In the current best strategy, I have use lots percentage set to true. which means that the robot will calculate the lot size from this setting here, lots percentage, and the original lots variable will become irrelevant. It won't be used. The robot will just skip over that when it sees use lots percentage at true, and it will then base the lot size on the lots percentage. Now I'm not going to fill that in just now, I'm just going to leave that. Maximum lots is really just a safety feature. It sits way above the actual lot size that we're using, and it just means that if the lot size eventually compounds up to the maximum lot size, it will not increase it anymore, so it's a safety feature. TP note is just take profit, stop loss settings, and this is what we put in. You can see there's a default here. The default is a stop loss of 100 pips with a trailing stop loss of 10 and no take profit. So this is actually profit exit strategy number 2, where rather than having a take profit, we actually have a trailing stop loss that kicks in once the price goes into profit. And again, the final variable, choose text color, is white. This is the text that we will see up here once we activate the robot. And some people, because they have problems with their eyes or they just want to have their system set up differently, they can have very light backgrounds on their charts, and obviously if the text is in white then you're not going to see it. So we have the capability to actually click on this and we can change that to anything we want, and we can even have a custom color if you so wish. Let's change it to red just for the hell of it. There we go, red. Now let's have a wee look at a current best strategy. Here's an example. This is a 3-pair strategy: pound Swiss franc, euro dollar, New Zealand dollar, US dollar. So let's just set up this account with these variables. So already we're halfway through the pound Swiss franc. Let's just go back to the top. Magic number was 6. Lots is not relevant because we're using lots percentage at true. The lots percent number is 3.7. The maximum lots is 1. Lots percentage, actually, with an account size of 10,000 as we have here, will give a lot size of 0.37. 0.37, which is well below the maximum lots of 1, so that's okay. So what that means, 0.37, it means we're going to, if we buy pound Swiss francs, we'll actually be buying 37,000 pounds worth, which at a leverage of 500 to 1 is 74 pounds. So 74 pounds of our own money would actually come out of the balance, and it would move into the margin being consumed column down here. You can't see it yet because there's no trade being placed, but there will be an example of that. Let me see if I can find one just to show you. Yep, here we go. Here's one. The balance on the account, this is margin being used, so this is margin in the trades, so that's all of these lot sizes. In this case it's 100,000 pounds times 0.08 divided by 500, and that's only going to come to a few pounds. Let me see if I can work it out. It's going to be 8,000 pounds divided by 500. 16 pounds is actually required to place this trade here of 80,000 pounds worth. Is only going to require 16 pounds of real money, and that's what we see here in the margin column. Margin is the amount of our money that's being used to support these trades. Okay, let's go back to the setup, and there we have the text color that we previously set to red. So we'll click on OK, and here we see the information just now. And there's the lot size there, calculated by the robot from the lots percentage number, 3.7. The lot size comes out at 0.37. And that will sit there, and it will wait until the indicators within the robot all say that a significant trend has been established, and then the trade will be placed based on these parameters: stop loss 100, trailing stop 10. Let's have a look at the final 2 pairs, euro dollar and New Zealand dollar, and let's quickly set them up just to show you how quick this is. Euro dollar is there. We'll right click on it, we'll bring it up, properties, get rid of the grid. There we go. Make it a candle, make it the daily, and make it a bit fatter. Then we'll add the robot. Just check the common variables are correct, which they are. Inputs, again, magic number is 5. We'll ignore lots because it's not important. Use lots percentage is true. We'll set lots percentage this time to 3.1, not 3.7. There's a reason why that's different. It's because a lot of pairs are actually different depending on the exact currencies involved, and I'll go into this in more detail in a video around where the current best strategy comes from, how I calculate these things, and that will become clear to you then. And the strategy here is take profit 0, stop loss 80, and trailing stop 10. That's correct. So there we go. OK, and it comes up. There we are. Let's do the third pair, New Zealand dollar, US dollar. This can sometimes be hard to find on this chart, but not today. There it is, chart window. Again, properties. Get rid of the grid line. Let's have candles. Let's have daily. Let's make it a bit bigger. We're fine. And here we have it. Let's apply the robot. Magic number for New Zealand dollar, US dollar is 9. We're going to use lots percentage, and again the lots percentage is 3.1, which is going to give us a lot size of 0.31, which is well below the maximum lot size. And again, this is the same as the previous pair, so it's a take profit of 0, stop loss of 80, trailing stop of 10. Click OK, and there we are. So we now have our 3 pairs. You can tell the pairs are live. Expert Advisors is green here, and we've got a smiley in the corner. Let's just do a quick check. We should always do this. Magic number's different. 6, 0, 110. Look at that. I've just made a mistake. How did that happen? Can happen to the best of us. I missed that one. This is why you should always do a check at the end. So that's wrong. That should actually be 20, 60 and 0. So let's just check that again. F7 brings up the variables. Don't know how I missed that. Never mind. 20, 60 and 0. Click on OK. 20, 60 and 0. Magic number 6. That is correct. Let's look at euro dollar. It was 0.8010. That is correct. Magic number 5. Let's look at New Zealand dollar, US dollar. I can't quite see that, so I'm going to take the scroll off and I'm going to move the chart out of the way. And there we have magic number 9 and 0.8010. So that's fine. That's exactly what we want. Put the scroll back on. There we have it. So a very high level overview of the user controllable variables within the robot, and a setting up of what when I made this video is the current best strategy. May not be current best strategy when you look at it. As I say, you're probably wondering in more detail, how do you come up with a lot size? How do you work out the relative pros and cons of using a take profit exit versus a trailing stop exit? All of this will become clear when you watch the video around the current best strategy and how I define it, and I'll also go into much more detail about how we actually define how big the stop loss should be to protect our money and what that means in terms of lot size. But this is just meant to be a high level overview to show you broadly what the robot's all about. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.